Welcome to week 6. I'm going to start with one of our additional readings this week from Kaushik 2015. The title of the article is Crushing It with Competitive Intelligence Analysis, Best Metrics Reports from Occam's Razor. There's some good information in this article about the power of proactively identifying which of your competitor strategies are working well, where their current customers come from, and what specific tactics you should experiment with to create an advantage yourself. Now, the authors call this deriving amazing, actionable insights. I want to hone in for just a moment on that word actionable, okay? Sometimes we get this information, we have these great ideas, but we don't know how to put it into action. And that's the key. That's the difference between ideas that don't move the needle and ideas that actually get us to where we want to go, that action. And so as you devise your plans, as you think about your execution, make sure you have those actionable results that you can measure against. One specific example of the advice offered is to ask yourself or your vendor 2 questions. How do you collect data? What is the sample size? I use this for all of the research that I do, whether I do it myself or whether I contract it out to a vendor. How do you collect data? What is the sample size? That's critical in terms of the effectiveness, as well as the validity, reliability of your data. All right, another good insight from the article is the reminder that data about your site, it's really not that interesting by itself. The best use of that competitive intelligence that he talks about is to contextually compare and contrast your data with others, right? Or maybe data you've received before. So data alone is not very helpful at all. It requires some context, right? You can look at the data that you've had over time, or as the author suggests, maybe look at how you compare with others in your industry or your specific sector or organization. And then your author recommends pay careful attention to each of the sections that are labeled, what do you do with this data? I'm often reminded of that when I do research. It's a lot of fun to kind of pore over all the numbers, or if it's qualitative, all the quotes and things like that. But you got to finally, put the work in and figure out, well, okay, what do I do with this data? How does it make a difference? What does it matter? And then one more note about mobile. Mobile continues to grow in terms of the way people access not just the web itself, but also social media. And you probably know this yourself. I mean, how much time do you spend if you're on social media, whether for personal or professional or your work? How much of that's done via mobile? And so we have to keep that in mind, right? So what we produce needs to be easily consumed using mobile eyes, right? More and more traffic is coming from mobile, and that trend is going to continue for a long, long time. I don't think it's ever going to quit. I think that the growth in that, we still have a lot of runway in terms of growth for mobile. So make sure you keep that in mind. All right, one note from Chapter 7 of our text. The author asked some questions, and I'm going to leave these questions with you this week. How is the push toward technological innovation changing your life? Make this personal. How do you think it might impact work during your career? What are the challenges of connecting mobile technologies to social media communication? What are the new opportunities to benefit from this connection? What are the privacy concerns about geolocation, tagging mobile social media services, and other privacy concerns? And what do you think these services and concerns, or how do you think these services and concerns will evolve in the future? I look forward to seeing your results as we engage in this discussion this week. And as always, stay ahead with assignments, stay engaged in that discussion board, and enjoy your time of learning.